we'll start. Now, our worship ritual, the artis, I never understood from my introduction to bring this soul power to us so that we can connect with it. That's the purpose of all rituals. These are upasana yoga practices, which means practices that are purifying our body, our mind, and our intellect as the three seats through which we are operating in our human ego apparatus and in our human body. And when we do this upasana yoga, it supports us to then practice Jnana yoga, which is the intellectual, experiential understanding of who we really are. So this path of the Navratri sadhana, or the Navratri spiritual practices, leads us through bhakti yoga, through the yoga of devotion. It leads us into karma yoga, the yoga of action, how to have perfect actions, which are simply doing what we ought to do. And then it leads us to Jnana yoga, which is an experiential embodiment and understanding of the truth of who we really are as a soul. And the goddess is there to help us at every step with every path. And so we say our namaste to that divine Brahman who has come to us in the form of a mother to support and guide and nurture us on this path. And I will just begin this puja, this sacred worship ritual, with a special mantra that evokes each of the 9 forms of Goddess Durga in order in our 9 chakras. This is known as a Durga Kavach. Kavach means an armor, a weapon that protects us. And we need these weapons for what? For our inner battle with the inner demons that hold us in separation from our own self and from others. Even if we're engaged in a battle, a dharmic battle for the greater good with someone outside, it's ultimately always a battle that must be fought from within. And when we truly are victorious, then no matter what we do, even if it's a hard or a strong action on the outside, will always come from a place of love and recognition of the divinity within ourselves and within the so-called other. And that is the kavach. That is the power of this mantra to protect us with our spiritual armor to be successful in our true battle in life, which is always, even if it seems to be an outer battle, is always an internal one. So with that, I offer this Durga Kavach. Pratamam Shelaputri cha Dvitiyam Brahmacharani Tritiyam Chandraghanteti Kushmandeti Chaturtakam Panchamam Skandamateti Shashtam Katyayani cha Saptamam Kalaratriti Mahagauri Chashtamam Navam Siddhidatriti Nava Durga Prakirtita. Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Durga Devi Namostute. Namostute. And now we'll move this representative of Goddess Durga, who I really wanted you to have a connection with in the beginning, up above us here, respectfully and symbolically. She'll sit with ancestors and other divine beings. And now we will find her in a new form, in the form of some rocks. So this is the fun that we have actually during Navratri, is that we can actually bring the spirit of puja or celebration of Devi, goddess, into connection with nature, even through something as simple as a rock. So if you're going to do this with me, then I invite you to bring your rock forward, and then we'll go ahead and place this rock into a bowl full of water. So I have that here, and we'll just, symbolically rinse out this rock, which we may have found outside, and it may be having some earth element on it in the form of mud and some dirt. So I see some dirt coming off, even though I already washed it once. That's why we have to wash it a couple of times. So we'll just do this. And then we can put this onto a cloth, just to dry this off. So this one rock that will go on the bottom is going to be representing the bottom half of the goddess. So we'll just place this onto a napkin, or we can actually place it right here. Well, I'll just wipe it and place it here. Just wiping it on a cloth, and then we'll place this right here in the center. And then we'll go ahead and take the body of the goddess, which is the rock, which will be placed onto the top. And we'll go ahead and rinse this also. And just, while we're doing this, we'll chant the Gayatri Mantra. So we can continuously chant this, which is what I'll do. And this is the mantra that evokes the power of the light of our true self. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. The blessings of the power of light and the bathing ceremoniously of our beloved Earth, Mother Earth, Goddess Durga, in the form of rocks. And I found actually this really beautiful pink heart-shaped rock on my walk just now before coming to you on Zoom. And I was like, wow, this is going to be the upper body of the goddess. And it's so perfect. It's pink and it's a heart. And it was just waiting to be discovered. And it's a roughly shaped heart. So it's not like a perfectly shaped rock, So it's a reminder that we are embracing of all parts of ourselves, including the parts that we may not feel are so divine, but we want to accept all of this and all of us. And so I love that it looks like a heart, but it's not exactly a heart. So really fun. So we placed this here as our representative of Devi. And now we are going to go ahead and light a ghee lamp. And as we do this, we'll chant another beautiful mantra, which is known as the mantra of evoking the light of the lamp. So I'll chant this for us. And this is all symbolic, because when we're lighting a lamp, and I have here a clay lamp or a diya, which is literally the lamp that I read you about in the center of the Garba dance, symbolic of the power we all have to give birth to our own true self or our authentic self. We are symbolically putting ghee or sesame oil into this lamp. If you're using a traditional one, you can just light a regular candle. That's okay. Don't worry if you're not doing everything exact. It's okay. It's just about the intention in the heart. But the meaning of the clay lamp, and why I decided to order this and had some links shared with you if you wanted to also, is because the the lamp that we light, it has some ghee or sesame oil or some other kind of oil going into it. And then the wick is here. And what happens when we light this lamp is that the wick is supposed to dissolve into the oil, and then the oil dissolves. And this is symbolic of the ego, and then the oil or ghee of our past life samskaras being purified or transformed by the light of the fire, which is symbolic of the fire of our own wisdom, which burns away anything that is not wise, anything that is not pure within us. So that's the significance of this. It's literally like burning away our own ego. And that's what we're doing when we do that. It's like a death, right? We're like, who am I going to be without my ego, without all my identifications with my name, my family, my culture, my race, my gender, my this, my that, my partner, my job, my who knows what your ego identifies with, right? But when we burn that away, when we think of being without that, it's like, who the heck am I then? Well, we don't know, right? So that's what this is. When we don't know, when we go into that void of I don't know, we become born again, right? We have a fresh start and we become innocent like a child. And this whole celebration of Navratri gives us an opportunity as devotees, as seekers of the truth, to also be humble and pure like that child, right? And to really embrace God or the divine as our own mother, because who, loves us more than the one who goes through the pain to give birth to us, right? So no matter what relationship we have with our mother, it's still a great sacrifice. To give birth physically is a really great thing. So we always give thanks for that, and we remember that, and we remember that that lives within us, and then that heals the whole cycle. And especially whether there's a lot of attachment towards our mothers or a lot of aversion towards our mothers, it doesn't matter, but we dissolve all of that by knowing it all lives within us, and that this goddess lives within us and she is always here for us. And so as we light a lamp to her, we are doing so with the intention that may we have a fresh new start, to our life and to our mind and to our ego, and burn away anything that is not us in this sacred lamp of the diya. So I'm going to really try to do this without spilling. No guarantees, but it's all good because I'm an innocent child of the divine too. So I get to make mistakes and they are also okay and accepted. And I practice giving acceptance towards them. So with that preamble, let's see what happens when I pour this ghee into the little diya here. Okay, mission accomplished. With divine grace and blessings, right? Everything is a gift of the divine. So I'll place this ghee-filled lamp here, and then we can go ahead and light this lamp, and I'll chant a mantra, which is called the Shubham Karoti Kalyanam mantra. Or maybe it has another name. I'll find out for you. Anyways, Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dana Sampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute. I bow to the sacredness of the light of the lamp, which brings about total auspiciousness and destroys my inner enemies so that I may be blessed with the wealth of knowledge and abundance that is my true nature. That's the meaning of this mantra. And it was so interesting if you watched this closely, if you could see it, I lit it and then it looked like it was going out, right? It looked like it was not going to be there. And then suddenly it comes down and it goes up. And I was like, wow, that's symbolic, right? When we first light the lamp, it's like, everything looks dark. I don't know if this is going to really work for me. And then it's like, okay, by miraculous, grace and the grace of the divine, it is here and it blesses us. We have to just trust the process, and we can always relight it if it didn't work. It's okay. So then we will go ahead and light some incense And this is representative of the fragrance, right? So when we're seeking to become spiritual warriors and leaders and ambassadors of the highest truth, we are seeking to do so from the power of our own lived example and the fragrance of that example. We want to give our example as a kind of fragrant flower to the universe. So with this, we'll go ahead and chant again the Gayatri Mantra, and we'll wave this incense around the symbolic Durga. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya. And may I be one with this divine fragrance or the divine scent of the sankalpa or the intention to realize my true nature. Now we will go ahead and apply a tilak, which is symbolic of the opening of wisdom from our third eye chakra onto this the body of or the top part of the Durga. And what we'll do is literally take some haldi or turmeric, which is a wonderful spice, which is also considered a goddess herself. The spice is a goddess, Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. And then we will also apply some kumkum, which, you know, traditionally is made of saffron. And the reason why we apply this is also to ignite the same, you know, spiritual awareness. So when you see Indian men and women with some kind of red dot, or for men, usually it's like a red tilak, which is a longer one on their forehead, it's symbolic of the awakening of, allowing that awakening of spiritual knowledge and to remember the divine, even as one goes into worldly life and the transactions of life. So that's why when you see people in day-to-day life having it, that's what they're trying to do. And when we offer this, it also has a physiological benefit. It actually, through Ayurveda, we learned that the saffron spice is really beneficial for headaches. So to say yes to good health, to allow us to have spiritual realizations and wisdom, we offer this. And then we'll also offer some rice to this, and this is just our traditional kind of symbolic way of evoking blessings and divine grace. So we'll again do this, and I will just go ahead and take my ring finger to do this and apply the tilak symbolically to the forehead of the goddess. So I'll just move this incense a little bit. Oops, over here. Okay. And then sometimes it helps to just have a little bit of water on your finger so that the powder will stick to your finger. So you can if you want to, or I'll try it maybe without and then see. But I'm using my ring finger and my thumb. And I'm going to chant the Gayatri Mantra as I do this. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Dio yona prachodaya. And I will offer a flower to the Devi, to the goddess. Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya. And then finally, we offer a sweet to the Devi, to the goddess. And if you want to eat the sweet later, you can, but usually we traditionally offer our sweets and our meals and our foods cooked with love and devotion, which is a spiritual practice unto itself. To even cook the food, we offer it with devotion first to the divine, and then we receive the same food as a gift or a blessing from the same divine. So if you offer it, then, after the puja, you can eat it and have that as a prasad or a blessing of the goddess. So then we will do this again while chanting the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya. And then finally, we will offer this beautiful mantra that the beginning of the introduction starts with, and we will now commence with. And I'll chant this mantra to the Devi 9 times. So you can close your eyes, listen, or you can also, if you want, you can try to chant it on mute with me. Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Durga Devi Namostute